Hello, all, and welcome to Tuesday. That's Training Tuesday. I am Heidi Reese, the Training Programs Manager here at Dayton Superior, and I'm sitting alongside Chuck Hoke, our National Training Manager. We want to go over a couple of items before we get started. First, everybody who has joined is muted, but I still want you to be able to ask questions. So you can do so through the chat functionality in Zoom. You can find that where you find the people that are on the call, and it's just called chat. Open that up and send me a message, and we'll discuss definitely at the end, or we'll put it in between as our presenter is talking. At the end, like I said, we'll have a mini question and answer session, so get those questions ready. As a reminder, each of our webinars are recorded and played on Dayton Superior's YouTube channel, as well as DaytonSuperior.com. Just search for Training Tuesday and you can find a registration page, as well as all of the 70 or so that we've done on various subjects. So, like normal, just want to let you know that this presentation is intended for training purposes only. Anything dealing with technical specifications, safety, data sheets, anything along those lines, there's product pages out on DaytonSuperior.com. Specifically around Topcast, we've got landing pages and all of the product pages, and you can find that information there. So, who is Dayton Superior? You guys might know us from chemicals, that's why you're here today. And that we're more than that. We are accessories, chemicals, forming, engineering, and training like you're sitting through right now. We are the leading provider of these engineered solutions for the concrete construction industry, and we're proud of that. We lot our diamonds forming shoring portfolio systems that are adaptable, strong, and saves labor cost. In addition, we do things like bridge deck, rebar splicing, precast and tilt-up construction. Engineering solutions, we're here for you. We have a lot of engineers that can help you with those. And the chemicals. So we're going to talk a little bit about the chemicals today. And with us is Bill Falstead, one of our talented technical sales representatives here at Dayton Superior. He is in the chemical division, obviously, and is excited to tell us more about Topcast and the benefits around its applications. He has worked 12 years in the sealant and adhesives world, and has a mechanical engineering degree from the College of London. So yes, friends, we are going to be excited by a wonderful voice, at least I like the British voice. So work it, Bill, okay? He works each day to help our customers understand all the technicalities around the chemical line and explain all the different options that we have to help with your next project. He's going to talk us through, like I said, Topcast. So perk up those ears and let's get started. Bill, take it away.
Okay, am I coming through nice and clear?
I hear you.
Excellent, sounds good. I'm just trying to get to the next slide here, guys. So bear with me. Guys, the functionality at the bottom is not there like it was earlier when we tested.
Hey, we got you. Just talk it through, okay?
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. So Topcast, guys, it's a product that we have partnered with GCP. They are the manufacturer. We are the sales arm. So we've had a long-standing, very beneficial for both parties relationship, and a product that I love to sell because it works exceptionally well, and contractors seem to like it because it's one of those products that really has a great look to it once it's been used. So let's move on. Okay, a couple of different slides here, but so service retardants, the overview. As you can see here, there's 3 different stages of the actual product being applied and also being removed. So what are they? Chemical agents that sit on top that allow the slowing of the hardening of the product before it gets removed. How do they work? After screeding and before ball floating, the actual concrete itself, the various sizes, depending on what etch you've decided to go with, those aggregates get settled down and the cream, if you like, comes to the top. Okay. So next slide. I'm not sure if I did that, Heidi, or whether or not you helped that along.
It's all us as a team, so have at it, Bill.
Gotcha. All right. When and how to apply. So once it's basically getting close to, let's have a look here. After final, finish, and completed. So once you can do a thumbprint. So once you can actually, once it's just about to start to dry and you can do the thumbprint test, you can actually apply the service retarder. Once the bleed water is no longer present, and again, then you're ready to go ahead and apply the service retarder. How do I remove it? There's a couple of different options out there. You've got buffering, a slow speed buffer, or you've got a high pressure washer. There's a lot of different options, but those are the two major. And, you know, quite honestly, to get a nice consistent look, and I've used both, guys. So the buffering seems to be one that gives you a consistent look to the job, much easier than pressure washing, because with pressure washing, you've literally got to have the right amount of distance between when you're spraying, and you've got to be so consistent on the entire project. So I've done both, and personally, I've seen a better result doing the buffering. So we're showing off a couple of different categories of etching here, ranging from a micro etch all the way to a full depth etch or fully exposed aggregate. So we have 12 different levels, as you can see here, ranging from 01 to 250. And the beautiful thing about it, these guys, is the colors also give you an indication on what product you have on job site. So not only do you have to look for the label for the number, but you can see through the tub, so you can see the color. So you know whether or not you've got the right color product for the job. So that's the other beneficial part of it. So protect and seal. As far as on the decorative finishing system, sorry guys, these slides are a little bit different. For whatever reason, I have my standard presentation, so I'm making excuses now, but providing a complete line of design to make the top cast application easier while providing various levels of protection. So once the service retarder has been removed and you're happy with the etch that you've got, then of course you look at options of how do I protect what I've got? And we have a couple of options for you. So we have a full service, we like to say here, with this the top cast system. We have products that you can use prior to using the service retarder, while you're using the service retarder, and then after. So we've got the full service here. This product is the SS100, the Site Saver. So any areas that you want to make sure that you don't get any overspray or splatter, typically you would tape those up. Well, we have a product that you spray down on any area that you don't want the service retarder to touch. Saves you a lot of time and hassle. It should be on every job site, so you've got that as an option. So I think a question just came up there, but another product.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You want to know what the best time to do the cure would be. When do you do the cure?
Sorry, say that question again, please, Heidi.
Here's a demonstration of the top cast surface retarder. In this video, we will demonstrate how to administer the chemical and show use of the product.
Can you hold that, please?
Top cast, water-based top surface retarder, which does not require covering with plastic.
So the question is, when is the best time to apply cure, and what about vertical applications?
Well, let me take care of the vertical part of it right now. Now, on the vertical part, it's not something that we go out of our way to show you that, hey, our top cast is designed for that. Because if you ask GCP themselves, it's not designed to be in like a step scenario. Now, there are contractors across the country that are using our products for those applications, but it's not something that we have a procedure for it. Now, what I can do, because there are contractors using this product in that application every day, we have a gentleman from Topcast called Bill McHugh that he has tips and tricks that inform us on those applications. So we would like to get with you after the fact and have a one-on-one or with your team and go over those possible applications for those types of steps. Just out of interest, I saw a step application in Louisiana recently that it was actually at a Harrah's casino, and the steps in front of those are all Topcast, just so you know. But that answers that one. As far as the curing, I'm still not sure about the question part of it.
So Bill McHugh just joined as well. It's great that you did that plug, Bill.
Okay, great.
So you can take that offline. So we'll continue on with the presentation, and hopefully some of the questions that he's asking will be continued. I know we've got the vertical in there. So we've got the decorative finish systems here. That leads right into what you were talking about. Yeah.
All right, great. So once you've got the edge that you've that you were looking for, and all the service retarder has been removed, at this point you're looking at different ways of protecting what you've got. And we've got 3 different options here, and we're going to cover them. Next slide. So, okay, we've got the slide here that shows off each of the products, and I really like this slide. And again, guys, we can send you individual slides, I believe, Heidi, so you've got this for future reference. But this slide really pinpoints the features and benefits and the differences between the products. The Topcast PR300, the penetrating protector, as you can see there, I won't go through all the different items of what it brings to the table and the benefits, but you can see the differences between the Cure and Seal 400 and also the HG 500 being a high gloss sealer. And again, they all have different benefits, and it reads out very nicely in this slide. Next. And again, a great way to show and tell on whether or not you've got a protector on the actual product and the differences of how it's going to show after the fact as well. Pre-use conditions, troubleshooting, and achieving best results. Understanding the specs, concrete mix design parameters, pre-planning, and the mock-up panels. So important. So obviously, you know, when it comes to looking at the different options that we bring to the table and what your needs are, we have a full range, ranging from a micro etch, which seems to be very popular these days and growing as we move forward, all the way to a fully exposed aggregate. Pre-planning. When and how to pour. Isolated projects and water contaminants. Lead times. Say mix design will not necessarily work for all etches. These are all things to be concerned about and in the pre-planning stages. And mock-ups, guys, I mean, I can't push this enough. I know it's required on commercial projects, but even on residential, whenever possible, these mock-ups are so essential because, as we all know, different people come to a job site and have different thoughts in the middle or at the end of a job. And once you've got these mock-ups, you can always refer to them. So I always preach this pretty heavily. Here's a great slide that you can see a couple of different jobs. You know, you've actually got two pigments here, so indicating two different surface retarders. That's the other great thing about the top cast surface retarder, that it has a color code along with a numbered code on the label, showing which etch you're going to be hopefully achieving, and also the coverage, guys. It's so important to make sure. I don't mind a little bit over coverage, but I got to make sure that we have complete coverage, because it's a chemical, right, going on top of the surface. We've got to make sure that we've got product down so that when we come back to remove, that it's going to be consistent. It's going to have that consistent look across the whole project. Again, the other thing I was going to mention there, it does resist the light rain as well, which is also an additional benefit. Troubleshooting potential causes for inconsistent finishes, improper product storage, or outdated material. This is key as well, guys. Making sure that we stir the product. We've got to make sure that we stir our product so that we get the best outcome. And of course, making sure we don't have outdated issues as well. And again, we covered the mixing part of it. Poor finishing techniques, typically, or on lighter edges. Again, the prep work that needs to be done to ensure that we get the outcome that we're looking for. Missed the window application. Again, weather plays a huge part in what we're doing, and that's why it's important to prep as much as you possibly can. But we've got products for backup if that becomes an issue as well, as far as maybe you can't remove the surface retarder when you want to. So we can talk about that in a minute. Inconsistent application. Again, using the right products to remove the surface retarder. Ambient conditions impact the removal timing. Yes, it certainly does. We've got to make sure that our temperatures are where we plan them to be, preferably. Where can I use TopCast? I'd almost go where can you not use? I mean, we're seeing it more so these days, guys, because people want an alternative to broom finish concrete. So there's many different applications, as we've seen, and then they continue to grow. On the commercial side, plaza areas, pedestrian sidewalks, street walls, concrete construction joints. Residential, as you can see here, driveways, patios, pool decks. You know, the pool part of it. It's growing incredibly. We're seeing a lot of pool companies come to us because they want the look that we bring to the table, the micro edge. It's just a great look to anybody's pool area. Municipal public pedestrian sidewalks. Provide slip resistant concrete. Obviously, that's part of the value that we're bringing to the table as well, and safety as well. Low speed travel lanes. Yeah, again, there's so many different applications, guys.
And Bill, before we get into the pictures that are coming up next, we do have a question, and I just wanted to make sure we got it addressed. So you had talked about the stirring it.
Yes.
And the question is, so to stir it is to mix. So what does that mean exactly? If you can't mix it, I mean, we're telling them to stir it really, really well.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that we agitate the pails. We've got to make sure that they're thoroughly mixed, because especially when it sits around for a little bit longer than it should. I always like to push that. It even says it on the label, mix well. So, stirring it up, moving it around, agitating the product so that we're getting a good mixed product before we use it.
Okay, thank you. I think it just means you don't mix it, you blend the pails and you stir it up to have a good consistency for your project, right?
Without a doubt, yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
So we've got a lot of pictures coming up, guys, just to kind of give you an idea of the different applications that we've had success with. And as you can see here, you're looking at a full depth etch all the way to a micro etch. And again, the applications I love these picks because they do give you new ideas on how to use the product. Especially when you're using two different etches in the same project. Again, you know, we're having contractors that are using this, and they do such a great job, and with ease. It's not difficult to use, and it's not difficult to separate. And again, they've had great luck with changing a whole look to a typically would be a broom finish concrete. Yeah, some pretty amazing work that's been done, as you can see here. Orlando Health Center. As you can see, yeah, we've got quite a few different etches that have been used in this application. I wasn't actually part of it, but it doesn't take much to see the differences. And again, some different options to consider moving forward. The other thing I'd like to mention quickly, guys, is, you know, they always talk about broom finish concrete being the least expensive. Yes, it is. But when you consider the what you're bringing to the table for your customer, believe me, it's the next level of pricing when you're talking about top cast surface retarder. It's the next level on cost. And again, some additional pics that we've had and supplied by Bill McHugh. Thank you very much. On the residential side.
Yeah, I think it's great. Coming up, we've got the pools that you were talking about before as well, but it's really neat to see the commercial and the municipal. And like you said, where else, you know, we can use it pretty much anywhere, right?
That's
but it's
exactly
really,
right.
me, good to see these images. Here's some pools for like a apartment deck, right?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these pools for you know, behind the homes that, you know, they spend a lot of money on these, and they want them to look, you know, fantastic. And there's a lot more creativity being done now that we have a surface retarder that's easily used and gives you a lot of different options. As we mentioned, 12 different edges.
There's some more pool decks, and it's, you know, it's from what I've heard, especially from both you Bills, is it's great for weather, and it's great for protecting. We've got that one-stop shop approach of, you know, before your project, spraying it so you don't get everything messed up, actually doing it, and then sealing it and protecting from the weathers.
Agreed. Aesthetics, it's amazing. The functionality, it brings all the benefits. And then, of course, the value is there because of what it brings to the table. And there's the steps that we kind of talked about. And I'm sure that Bill can probably jump in at some point and speak to that after the fact, once we get connected with the individual that's looking at asking some questions about that. So on the, we've got plenty of YouTube to show you as well. We've got, I don't know how many we've got, Heidi, but we've got plenty of Topcast videos out there that really do a great job on site, showing you the different steps as well. They cover it in detail. They do a great job. So I've used those the YouTube videos as well out there. So please, if you get a second to visit those, that would be ideal.
Yeah, and Chuck's going to start talking about where you can find those. But I wanted to take a step back because on the one, excuse me, on the one slide where I started to ask a question and that video played was the extender, the Topcast extender. And we really didn't talk about that. And we do have a question on if we did talk about it. And if not, can we explain? So just real quick, what is the Topcast extender and what does it do?
Yeah, so
the EX200.
Yeah, the EX200. Thanks, Heidi. What a fantastic product. And the truth is, if you don't have this on every job site that you're using our service retarder, it's a mistake, because it gives you the flexibility, it gives you the window if something doesn't play out like you expected, if the temperature isn't right, if your manpower isn't right, it gives you the additional hours or the time that you need to come back in the morning and remove the service retarder. The great thing is once the service retarder is dry, you can go ahead and apply the EX200, and then you can come back in the morning and remove that product altogether at the same time. It's a fantastic product because it just gives you that freedom for what if something doesn't go according to schedule. And it should be on every job site just in case. And it's sprayed just like the service retarder is.
Okay, great. Let's talk about some resources. Chuck, what you got?
Okay, resources. As Bill has mentioned earlier, we've got videos out there available for all of the products that were listed in here. The 100, the EX200, the PR300, CS400, and the HG500 products are all listed with data sheets, et cetera, on our DaytonSuperior.com. You'll also find on DaytonSuperior.com a complete listing of all landing pages, product pages, safety data sheets, technical data sheets, safety guide documents, also use and application guides are also available on there, along with any handbooks, and obviously it'll also have the GCP Applied Technologies website link for you to actually get to if you need additional information. Also on this, you're also going to find at our website on Dayton.com, you find who is your technical assistance personnel, who is the customer service, who is your sales rep, based off of region. We have all these interactive maps on site so that you can go in, look up your map. It gives you contact information for your salesman, just so you know who to talk to, where to get assistance. You've also got on here, we've got a major promotion going on.
And it's the Superior Deal of the Month, right?
Yes,
yeah,
right.
Okay. So yeah, we do. TopCast deals going on now. Not only do we have the sales event for the TopCast surface retarders, we have a Superior deal for the month of October only. And it is, if you buy 20 gallons, and that's 4 pails of the TopCast EX200 that we just talked about again, you get 5 gallons, which is a pail free, of any of the TopCast prep and seal products that are listed here. That is the SS100, or if you want another freebie of the EX200, you can get that. You can get the PR300 and the CS400. I do want to note that the 500 isn't on here, but everything else is. So you just buy that EX200, 20 gallons of it, 4 pails, and you get 1 free. So just contact your sales representative, and they can work out the deal for you. So with that, I know we've got some questions. Since we've got me on one computer and Chuck on another one, I couldn't see some of the comments, so forgive me for not answering them right away. Yeah, okay, so we got the stir and mix bit. Thank you, Bill. I didn't see that right there. Use a mechanical mixer for stirring, absolutely. And I think we got them all. Are there any other questions?
What about there was a curing question, I think, that we didn't answer, a curing question.
Let me see here at the very top. Yeah, okay, well, the best time to apply cure. And that's the same gentleman who needed the vertical application. So you guys can take it offline and talk through all of his needs, or I think you answered when the best time to apply the cure was.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Once everything has been removed and you've got the desired edge that you're looking for, as far as protecting and curing after the fact, that would be the right time if I'm answering the question correctly.
Yeah, and Kenny, let me know, and I will get you in contact with them unless you want to chat through here. As far as the vertical question, I'm not sure if it's only sold in Canada or not. If you guys know on the phone, Bill, the Bills, and Chuck's sitting here with me. So he's asking, he saw that there was a TopCast vertical, but it looks like it's only sold in the Canadian region. Is that true, or can he get that?
That would be a Bill McHugh question, and I'm sure we can get him to answer that fairly quickly.
Okay. So Bill, if you're still on, type that in, or I will definitely get you two talking and we'll get it answered for you. Is there any other questions while we wait on that?
Yeah, Heidi, I got a question. Let's say you have a deep edge and then a micro edge on the same slab. What do you do? If you pour that slab, do you have to put down I don't know, a piece of wood or something to cover that deep edge so it doesn't get in the micro, or the micro edge to get in the deep edge? How does that work to do two different edges on a slab?
Yeah, I've seen them use cardboard to protect it so that you're obviously not having any overspray. So
Okay.
yeah, as long as you find one way or another, you've got to find a way to cover that so that you're not going to have the edge that particular product going over and overspray or splatter.
I got you. It looks a lot better if I were, okay.
Good question. That's Sean, isn't it? Okay, anybody else? So we have an answer from Bill. It says Topcast is designed for horizontal, but contractors have used it vertically. There is not a vertical product, US or Canada. So again, I'll get you guys talking and you can figure out what's best for your product and project. And that'd probably help. So you can ask the questions one-on-one instead of through here. Is there anybody else that needs information related to them off to the side, or a quick question for this? Good conversation. I love it when you guys are back and forth like this. We are 2 minutes over, so while you're doing the last little bit for the questions, I want to remind you that we do record these and they'll be placed out there a little later. I'll send you a note like always to let you know when to get to them, when and where. We are starting a past month for the month of October, and that means we're going to have every one of like Swift Lift, Fleet Lift, Utility Anchor, coil and ferrule inserts, and we're going to talk about them every Tuesday coming up. I've actually changed the website a little bit. Wait for about 15 minutes and I'll get it upgraded, and you can sign up for all 4 different times and do it all at once instead of just the onesie twosie like we do. And yeah, I just want to let you know about that. Any other questions? Okay. Well, you guys have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you next week for precast. Bye, guys.